Welcome to After School Reviews. Welcome to After School Reviews. Welcome to After School Reviews. And other stuff besides reviews. Yeah.
Would you guys like merch? Here's what the merch would look like. Would you guys buy that? Say it in the comments. Thank you. Here are the shirts. Here's the Oxrave Grave Lightning. Here's the standard Oxrave logo. And here's this is the Second Death album cover t-shirt. Revelation 21:8. This is the Second Death. So here's the three shirts. They're all in black. Black's all we do, right? So they all come in black, but that's the merch, right? So tell me if you guys would be interested, and I have more designs I can come out with, but these are so far what I have to work with. Here they are, Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley of Kiss. This is the Love Gun era, as you can tell by the outfits. Gene has chains on him, and Paul has the studs underneath. As a vest, of course. Then you go down here, you got Peter Criss. Interesting. And then there's Ace Frehley. And, you know, here we got the 1978 MEGO Dolls. And these are the muscly versions. And I had to pay for these two on eBay for about $180. Right, and these two were bought in 1978 or 79 or 80. I'm assuming around there. From my dad, from my nana, from his mom. So I'm assuming 1978, right? I have evidence suggesting that. And he's stock everything except the hair. And you can see it's a little shorter than the regular stock model. So it kind of looks shorter, as in not creatures, but kind of early creatures, and that is kind of short there. But there's one that is kind of very short, and you can tell. Even that one over there is not too short. Maybe it doesn't exist. Maybe I'm making it up. Maybe it's for the video that I've seen for I Love It Loud. Maybe it's that. I think it does kind of look like I Love It Loud. But it's very short hair. And here we got Peter Criss. Looking pretty good. He's also stock with everything chrome on him. Looks pretty well. I mean, that does kind of have a weird color to it, but I think that looks okay. Maybe it is a little yellow. We get the boots here. Oh, it's a dirty spot. Wow. I haven't seen that. And here's the boot. You know, looking pretty damn good. I would say maybe a little dusty. Probably jeans too. Here's jeans boots. Now you want to see those. Yeah. We'll see the backs of these guys in a minute, but you can see the boots there. Pretty damn good. Here's Ace Frehley's boots. Here's his shins. This one's stock. This one I had to add tinfoil to because in areas it had kind of started to peel away, and I figured that would be the best option, and if then I could make another replacement like these are just this Star Wars kind of thick card. I actually have it right here. Is this, so you can see how thick it is, but kind of a thicker material, and that's what I use for this in tinfoil, and they look okay. Ace Frehley on mine has this kind of short arm, like the length of the arm. Cloth is kind of short, but the sparkles look beautiful. I mean, he really stands out from the group. He really just, wow, there he is. You know, just in terms of a figure. Paul Stanley looks good. The only issue with Paul Stanley, so here's his face. Let me see if it looks good on camera. It's not stock. I had to paint a little bit of white paint onto his nose to cover up like a dark spot that I couldn't clean when I washed it with a toothbrush. But there's his hair, you know, and there's his torso, and there's the boots, and there's the lower parts of the boots. So you can see that, and these parts here are just that cardstock again that we used over here. painted black, and we stuck a chain on there. And I'll go ahead and show you the back of Paul Stanley. And you can see his gloves here, or not the gloves, but the armbands are not stock either. I had to make these because he didn't come with them. And so I just made my own with a sock and some yarn that I hot glued together. And you can see some of the hot glue, but I think it looks good from angles, right? And he's also short back here, so I had to do that. But we had to stitch his crotch area, his groin. We had to stitch from, you can kind of see the stitching, but I mean, I'm happy it's together, right? So I'm okay with that. You can see his chest, his muscles. I don't know if he has a crack on him in his elbow. No, he does, yeah. He's got a cracked elbow area, you know, as most of these sometimes get. I think Gene has one, and Peter, I think, too. You can see how I made those. You can see this torso piece also I made with that, guess what? It was that Star Wars material again, no joke. The cardstock, and I just put tinfoil on there, taped it on the back, and then I taped this part. So I taped it underneath, and then I taped this part. And the stars, I think, are missing the chrome, so I might make chrome for those, especially these up here. Since I made them, they don't have the stars. And on stock, they have stars. And the boots, I just got some cheap chain from Walmart. One of them was on clearance. My girlfriend picked it up. And hell yeah, right? I think they work pretty good. Here's a back angle. So back of the figure's not too bad, but I do need to probably glue those. Or paint that one fully black. I plan to glue that one since I had to make another one. The chain ripped. Or not the chain, but the card did. So there's Paul Stanley of Kiss. And sometimes I have a struggle standing these guys. I need to really touch his boot, you know. I need to really edit the video. But he makes me not want to do that. Okay. He's kind of too close to the edge for comfort. There we go. Okay. So we got Ace Frehley. Nice up and close. And I might paint a little bit on his face. I already covered up his nose with some white paint. You might be able to tell. I don't think you can, though. But I might cover up that silver spot. And I think his neck appears to be going upward. So it kind of makes him look up more than, I think, stock. But I don't know. I can't tell if they all have that. And the only issue is this one is kind of crinkled, and it likes to do that a lot near the torso. But beautiful. Beautiful figure, you know. Beautiful hair. So that part I need to, like, I don't know. If you hold it, you can kind of see where it needs to be pulled, but it's okay. And then I made these armbands, and if I could move the figure a little bit better. Oh, this one looks like it come undone. No, it didn't. I tried to make it look like it had the that, because the boots have that kind of thing on the back, where the stitching is on the outside. And I did that with some tin foil, but I think I made them a little too big. I think they look good for, I mean, you really can't tell. You're just looking at them. And then here's the boots again, and the boots look pretty good. So there's Ace. Now we'll have a look at Peter, and hopefully we'll end the video at like 10 minutes with no editing, you know. Sometimes editing's not needed. So here we got Peter Chris, and I put him in a really odd out position for me, maybe. Maybe if you had a drum, it'd look a little bit better, or if you had a stick, rather. I need to do a little bit of touch up on Peter on his nose, but I think he looks really good. You know, he's got these, right, with the bolts. That looks pretty good, especially on the back. There you go, 1977. So maybe they're $77, but I'm always under the impression that the muscle usually says 78 on eBay, I thought. But he's stock, and he's got the leather boots, which is what Paul would have, kind of this material, but they're just made out of that thicker material, so they kind of look different, but still works. I like Peter's here, man. They're beautiful, especially work on Peter here. He's got his armbands. He's nice. Oh, Gene, no. Gene trying to fall on us. Peter, you good? Okay, Peter says he wants to stand. Gene's kind of the loosest of all of them because he fell apart when we pulled him out of the garage a few years ago for the first time. And we discovered that his band had come undone, but I think it had come undone before because it had hair ties inside of it, and I was like, well, that's not stock, but for reals. You can see his hair's been cut, but Still looks good. It's still Gene Simmons of Kiss, and my dad cut his hair like this, and I used a metal thing rather than like a rubber band. Yeah, you can see it from the back, but I don't really give a shit about the back of these, so it's like a transformer. You know how Transformers are? The back's where all the parts are usually when you transform it. Unless it's like an HD figure, but you know, other than that, I'm used to it with Transformers, so I can do it with these guys. And those are stock right there. Those are the stock armbands. And so is the chain, I believe. Maybe it's been stitched differently. I think it's been, maybe, I don't know. It looks pretty good though. Nice pattern, kind of like Ace has. And then we can see the boots here one last time. Again, just showing the figures full in their entirety. So you can see the Gene Simmons figure. Not fully, there we go. No. Hopefully there you can see the whole fucking figure. It's kind of, I guess, well maybe I'm zoomed in. You think I'm zoomed in, guys? Maybe. I like doing videos like this. Oh shit, not bad. Just full, unedited. It's just, you know, cheaper and easier on me on my time. But there's Gene Simmons. His legs are very loose. He's just like an elastic white cord that I tied together. And he's come on down before, and it wouldn't surprise me if he did. But he does still stand, so that's why I'm like, okay. And then you got Peter. You got Ace Frehley of Kiss. So here we have Kiss, the hottest band in the world. Paul Stanley. Oh, it's a little loose sometimes, you know. Paul Stanley, rhythm guitar. Ace Frehley, lead guitar. Peter Criss on the drums. Gene motherfucking Simmons on the bass guitar. With his demon boots. Oh yeah. Thank you guys for watching After School Reviews. Today we're having a look at the 1977 MEGO Kiss figures of Gene Simmons, Peter Criss, Paul Stanley, and Ace Frehley by MEGO, 1978. Thank you guys for watching After School Reviews. No, he's not. He's joking. Continue watching till the very end because you'll see a very funny skit of something I just came up with randomly. So enjoy it. Right? Stick around for a minute. All right? I try and present people with entertainment here. Check out the official After School Reviews on Instagram, and Ghostbusters 80s Fan also on Instagram. Or it might be Ghostbusters 80s Fan 1A, but it's Jacob T. Mayhew if you need to get a hold of me. I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, After School Reviews on Twitter. Hit me up if you need to message me.